In this video, I'm going to give you an update on the crypto market, Bitcoin, the altcoins, and where I see the market going in the coming weeks and months. So the last video I made, we were about at 106,500, somewhere here. And I said I think we could go a little bit lower, but I think that very soon we will be seeing all-time highs break out. And I said this because of the global liquidity chart, which this is today. It's currently not making this move higher that global liquidity is indicating it should, and it's actually lagging behind. And we're seeing a little bit of a decoupling between these two charts. And as we can see, Bitcoin follows it very closely. So we should see a move up very sharply to come back to this pattern. And I think that what's actually happened is that this move can be explained, and this decoupling can be explained by, for example, the Middle East tensions, right? I said that around here, and this move down was actually caused by Middle Eastern tension and Iran. This move as well, right? These big red candles were caused by geopolitical events, which causes global liquidity to not play out as people de-risk, especially de-risk from crypto, as it's considered a riskier asset to own. And that has caused this move to happen. And then also recently, right, on this move down we saw yesterday, as of making this video, we actually saw some price manipulation by Binance and Wintermute, who actually sold a lot of Ethereum and Bitcoin to liquidate some of these longs and that were present here, right? Like this was a big support level, and they managed to bring it below. They managed to bring Bitcoin below this support level as well. And Solana actually broke down from the 140 support level, which has held numerous times, and they managed to do that too. And my prediction, and I think they've done this because they know it's coming. They see this move upwards in global liquidity, and they're positioning themselves for this move, and they're trying to get prices as low as possible and entries as good as possible to make the most money they can on this move. And yeah, it's a bit annoying, but it's that's what they're doing, and that's what caused the sell-off yesterday. But I think after all the bad events, all the conflicts, the geopolitical and the price manipulation, after that happens, we can make new all-time highs. And right, I think it's basically impossible for crypto and Bitcoin to ignore this giant move up in global liquidity, as it follows very closely, right? Short term, there can be some lag and some decoupling caused by really bad news or really good news in both directions, right? Like I think there was some good news here that caused this decoupling. So it's not a perfect correlation, and news does throw it off, but eventually it will come back and it will follow this trend. And it has a long way to move upwards very quickly. So I expect a sharp bounce recently in the coming weeks. I think there's a good chance that next week we actually could see all-time highs. If not, the week after that, I think it's very likely as well, right? I think we make all-time highs very soon, and I think a lot of people are mispositioned for this move, as sentiment is extremely bearish, and a lot of people are very certain that that crypto will never go above 112, and that's reflected in the altcoin market. We can see most altcoins are been hit really hard. They're making new lows, like Jupiter, like Solana, right, down a lot from the move upwards that we saw. How long is this? Like a month ago, right? And a lot of them have almost completely retraced this, well, not retraced this move, but gone down a lot from the move. And a lot of people are waiting for that confirmation of making new all-time highs, and that's when I expect the altcoins to start really doing well, when we see that confirmation above 112, because people don't think it's possible for BTC to make new highs. Everyone is extremely bearish, so they'll wait to buy the altcoins until this high is broken. So that's my current thoughts. I do think we don't go below 100,000 here, right? I think there's a decent chance we also don't go below 102, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Potentially one more down, I don't know. right? I don't know as always, but it's just my best guess. And but I do expect that this move upwards will happen, and positioning yourself now is probably the best thing you can do, right? I don't know exactly when this move's going to happen, but it's very, very likely that it will happen, right? I mean, this pattern keeps playing out. So those are my thoughts. Let me know if you have any questions.